Welcome to week 3 of the final drive, and we're finally in conference play mode, and it really means something in terms of every team's first goal. Take that home, that conference championship. Two teams that could very well accomplish that goal, squaring off in our game of the week. It's a Badger small clash between Baraboo and Monona Grove, and of course, that's where Jordan Reed is. And Jordan, these two teams are coming off statement wins against teams from the Big 8.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Zach. You know, Monona Grove more than doubled up on Madison La Follette in week 2, winning 48-20, and Baraboo put up very similar numbers. They had a 44-6 win over Madison East. Now, that win definitely helped the Thunderbirds move up in the rankings. Now they are number 1 in Division 3. So, time to see how these undefeated teams measure up against one another, and this game did not disappoint. Not even 2 minutes in, Luna Larson fools everyone, including me, and takes it to the house for Baraboo's first score. Thunderbirds up 7-0 early on. Now Larson not only taking care of business on the ground, but in the air. He finds Brady Henry for another touchdown. While the Silver Eagles, they enter full attack mode. They cut the lead in half, then Fabian Jackson with a quick, clean route. That will tie the game up. But the second half of this game, it's all Baraboo with Larson leading. Thunderbirds go on to win 34-14.
I trust my teammates, and everybody puts in effort, and they play with confidence.
He's the difference maker. You know, you get him out in space, and he can run over a guy, he can make him miss, and he's going to carry the ball whatever distance it is to the goal line. And then defensively, he puts pressure on the offense because we've got him up at the line of scrimmage. They don't know if he's coming or if he's dropping, and he just causes havoc on offenses. So it's been really good. I mean, and overall, he's been doing it since he's a freshman.
Baraboo is now 3-0 on the season, and as Larson told me, even with that record, they're still just taking it week by week. So now up next, Thunderbirds, they're going to head to Stoughton, and that game is set for next Friday at 7. But that's it from here. I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
Thanks, Jordan. 2 weeks in, and the Sun Prairie offense is averaging 48.5 points per game. And that defense is in midseason form, too. But now the real fun begins. It's the Big 8 season. Cardinals opening up conference play on the road against the Lancers. First drive of the game for Sun Prairie turned up aces. Jerry Kaminsky hits Davis Hamilton, and the senior does the rest. He spins and wins for 6. SP goes up 7-0. Now they'd get the ball back, and Kaminsky was at it again. This time he lofts one up for Connor Stoff in the back of the end zone. 2 drives, 2 tutties. Cardinals move to 3-0 with a 56-19 win. Staying in the Big 8, Verona hosting Memorial for the first time. The Wildcats have played at home this season. Second quarter, Spartans on the move, and Tyler Petrowski dives in for 6. Memorial goes up 6-2. Then right before the half, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Petrowski plunges in for another score. Spartans led 12-2 at the break. Wildcats, though, would get some things going in the third thanks to Kyle Krantz. He gone 77 yards to the house. Memorial, though, would get the win 12-9, the final. Staying in the Big 8, Middleton starts out conference play with a big win over Beloit Memorial. And last score we had against East versus West, it was 8-6 Regents with a halftime lead. After 2 impressive wins against teams from the Big 8, Waunakee has left no doubt that they're the class of Division 2. The Warriors enter week 3 as the top team in their division and finally get to conference play. Waunakee hosting Janesville Parker in a Badger large play. First quarter, Warriors knocking on the door, and Michael Ganorski bounces outside and pounds it into the end zone to make it 15-0 Key. Then there was more scoring in the second. Garrett Lenzendorf rolls out and finds his new BFF Andrew Keller. And the future Iowa State Cyclones got some wiggle to him. The big fella dives in for 6 more. The scoring wasn't done, though. Then later, it's Corey Mariano. Straight up the gut for another touchdown. All Waunakee in this one. 56-6 is your final. And don't go anywhere, we're just getting started. Could Edgewood open up Rock Valley play with a big road win at McFarland? More Final Drive is next. The The surprise team just might be Mountain Horeb Barneveld. The Vikings have started the season with back-to-back gutsy wins, and that success has shot them up to the number 7 ranking in Division III. But they're not going to sneak up on anyone in the Badger Small because everybody knows everybody really well. First quarter, though, Vikings on the move thanks to the legs of Trenton Owens. He takes the handoff, gets to the outside, and basically goes untouched to make it 7-0 Mountain Horeb Barneveld. Second quarter now, more Vikings and more Owens. Nearly the same exact play and the same exact result. Owens is in for another score to make it 13-0. Later in the quarter, MHB would go to the air. Colton Schaller zips one to Wyatt Dino, and Mountain Horeb Barneveld moves to 3-0 with a 35-0 win. Monroe bounced back after last week's loss with a 42-0 win over Whitewater, and Columbus moved to 3-0 with a 29-0 win over Lake Mills. In 2 games this season, Lodi has scored 78 points and hasn't allowed their opponents to score. You could say the Blue Devils are heading into Week 3 as a well-oiled machine, and that train did not slow down against Horicon Hustisford. Remember that Lodi defense we were just talking about? Well, they were at it again. Mason Lane says, I'll take that. The pick part of another shutout performance. And Mason Lane is good on offense, too. He calls his own number and scoots in for the score. Lodi takes it 42-0, the final. Edgewood opening up a Rock Valley play on the road at McFarland, and the Crusaders just couldn't be stopped tonight. Second quarter, Mason Folkers puts one right in Matt Garcia's breadbasket to make it 28-0. And then right before the half, Joe Hartley flips it out to Jackson Trudgeon, and the future Badger gonna go to work. Now, he gets knocked down at the 1, but Abe Thompson's like, hey man, no biggie, I got ya. Thompson bowls his way in for the score. Edgewood moves to 3-0 with a 35-0 win. Other scores to pass along tonight. Cuba City enters Swall play with a 19-0 road win over Fenimore, and we're still looking for that Marshall-Partyville score.